Here we go. How long does it take to improve hormone issues? How long does it take? How long should it reasonably take? Oh, quiz. What do you guys think? What do you guys think how long it should take? I know what we all want. We all want this. We all want it to take just 30 days. Just 30 days. I can do something for 30 days. I can push. I can change my nutrition. I can change my lifestyle for 30 days. Absolutely I can. And then I want it to be all better in 30 days. I mean, actually, I'd like it to be all better yesterday. That would be great. That's not how that works, right? But a lot of times we just give our body such a short amount of time, 30 days, and thinking, yes, this is it. Oh, this is like one cycle for me, one hormonal cycle, right? Isn't that right? No, it is not. It is not. 90 days is one full hormonal cycle. 90 days, 12 weeks, 3 months, right? That's one hormonal cycle. That is how long it takes to like create an egg in your ovary, all the things. That means that the things that you're doing today for your hormonal health are really going to have a full impact and effect 3 months from now. This is why it can shift and change your cycle months later when you go through a stressful event or something like that. It can be this amount of time. And so to be fair to yourself, if you're like, I've been doing things for this amount of time, I've been really trying for this amount of time, why am I not seeing anything? It's really, you have to do it for at least 3 months, 90 days. That's the minimum amount of time that I really work with women, because that's the minimum amount of time that you're going to see a shift and change. Now, 6 months. 6 months. Is this an amount of time that is necessary? Absolutely. Absolutely. If we're looking at, adrenal insufficiency, cortisol issues, things like that, or if you have hormone levels that are really off. There was a Dutch test I went through last week. Oh my, this poor gal. I was looking at her levels and I was like, you have some of the worst levels I have seen so far this year. And she was like, okay, great. And I was like, no, that's not great. That is not great. And for so many reasons. Yeah. Because it's going to take longer because you have to dig yourself out of such a hole. Yeah. And then I put all of the above because I feel like that should always be a thing. And I want to say, yes, when you are looking at your hormonal health and making shifts and changes, I am shifting my nutrition. How long should it be before I see something positive with my hormones? It can literally be all of the above. It can be all of the above. That means you have to be consistent enough, not perfect. You don't have to be like, oh, I can't have any, treats for Easter. I can't have any, none of this. I can't have a glass of wine. I can't have this or that. Not restrictive like that. You don't have to be so perfect, right? But you have to be consistent enough, meaning at least 80% of the time you are eating for your hormones and cycle, like I teach women how to do. 80% of the time getting more protein in, 80% of the time hydrating more, 80% of the time getting more greens and fiber, whatever the changes that you're making, you have to make it for 30 days and then you'll see some things shift and change. Oh, my cramps were less. Great. My digestive system is more regular. Awesome. My skin started to clear up. Fantastic. 90 days later, you're like, oh my gosh, my PMS symptoms are like non-existent now. My cycle's super regular. Yes, that's amazing. I have way more energy and my skin has cleared up more than it has in years. Beautiful. You'll see different and more lasting things happen at 90 days. You keep going for another 6 months, right? You keep going for 6 months total and you're like, wow, I have made these amazing changes. I didn't even know that this was a problem. There's no way I'm going back because I have invested this much time and I feel so dang good. And my hormones are spot on, and I know I can trust my body now moving forward. This is incredible. Yes, absolutely. So it can take a different amount of time. I mean, depending on what you're working on. What happens to a lot of us is that we will see some things change, and then there's this gap of time, basically between 30 and 90 days, where you're like all excited for the first 30 days, and then you're like, okay, yeah, I had those changes, but that's not enough. Yeah, I have more energy and I'm sleeping better, but who cares? I still need to lose 20 pounds. And you really discredit the positive things that happened in the first 30 days. It's not because you don't, believe it or whatever. It's literally, it's like, I still want more to happen, or I still am waiting for this to happen. And ooh, so it becomes really easy to discredit the positive things that happened, right? This reminds me of, like, when my husband will do something, I'll be like, sweetheart, can you please take out the garbage? Like, please take out the garbage. It is overflowing. It is smelly. Just take out the garbage. And, oh yeah, I totally can take out the garbage. Awesome. Thank you so much. Super appreciate you. And then he goes outside and he's out there for a while and he comes back in and I'm like, oh, thanks for taking out the garbage. Oh, I didn't do that yet, but I shoveled the sidewalk. Great. I am grateful for you. Thank you for doing that. But the garbage, the thing I still, right? Like, I'm still waiting for this one main thing to happen, right? We get like fixated on this thing, right? We get fixated on the thing and it's so easy to discredit, right? I know you guys know what I'm talking about. To discredit and be like my husband could go around, he could clear all the snow from the driveway I'm talking about snow because it was snowing today. Not a lot, but come on. Yeah. Clear all the snow. He could check the oil in my car, put air in my tires. He could do all of these other things, he could make the beds, I will wash the sheets and he will make the beds, he could do all of these tasks. But if the thing that I asked him to do, take out the garbage, and he still doesn't do because he's just doing these other things, it will nag at my brain. I know you guys know what I'm talking about. If you comment, if you're like, oh my gosh, yes, me too. I understand. Yes, put a comment because I do read the comments. But you're still waiting for that one thing to happen. That's why this gap of time can just mess with us so much, and what can lead us off track, and it can actually derail us from the positive changes that we're making. It actually can derail us. That's not what we want. We don't want to be derailed. We don't want to be distracted, because once you hit 90 days, it's actually pretty easy to keep going for another 90 days to get to 6 months. And then once you hit 6 months, just to keep going from there, right? Just to keep going from there. Because you have enough shifts and changes happen that you're happy with. You have enough positive things happen that you're happy with. So, yes. So that's the one big thing I know that can be really frustrating to make it basically from 30 to 90 days, but also why 6 months is really, really important. That's where you're going to see the most lasting pivotal changes of your health journey moving forward. So if you are not familiar, I'm Dr. Beth Westie, women's health and hormone expert. And one of the things that I also want to bring to your attention is the female hormone solution program. And this is where we work together. And the next one that I have is 6 months. Registration is in about a month. So you only get the registration link if you're on the wait list. So you have to go in the comments, get on the wait list to get this registration link. I only take so many women in this group. And we are working together for 6 months. That means we're working together from the time registration opens, and then we start, you get a Dutch test, you get all the things, and it goes through the rest of the year. It goes through the rest of 2020. That's a long time that we work together. That's a long time that we are going to hang out and work on your hormones and work on your health and make these changes happen. Why am I having this next group be 6 months? Because the amount of positive change that I have seen women make comes from that time frame. Absolutely, hands down. So again, go in the comments, make sure you're on this next wait list. I'm so excited about it. If you are looking for other resources, other pieces of information, where else can I look for information? I have books that are on Amazon, The Female Fat Solution, The Female Menopause Solution. My podcast is called The Female Health Solution, which is on all places podcasts. I also have my YouTube channel, which is just called Dr. Beth Westie. I feel like I should call it something different, like The Female Hormone YouTube. But I have all of my videos there. So if you're like, I want to know more about menopause, I want to know more about this, I want to know more about that, it is on YouTube. I probably have done a video. If I haven't done a video on it, leave me a comment or send me an email. Say, hey, can you do a video on this? Because the videos that I do come from questions from you. I get questions from women all over the world every single day, and that is what I do videos on. Yes. I also have, if you're looking to balance your hormones and everything else, my tinctures for your hormones and cycle. This is Estro Balance. This is to help your estrogen taken days 1 through 14 of your cycle to help produce and maintain the correct amount of estrogen. And then Progesterone Balance to produce and maintain the correct amount of progesterone in your system. I'm going to be talking more about progesterone in my next video on Tuesday, my next live on Tuesday night at 7 o'clock Central. I live in Minnesota. Yes. So, yes. So you can tune in if you want to know more about progesterone then. So that's what I got for you guys tonight. Let me know if you have any other questions. Otherwise, I will see you later.